talk to the Drake. You talking about go to therapy? I talk to my Drake every day. Are we gonna kill him today? Are we gonna kill him today? Is it their last day today? It is? Okay. That's all you need. Answer me when I'm speaking to you, I'm a crack. Don't make me. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, gang. I'm really like that, bro. Real talk, bro. Things should be sweet out here, bro. None of this shit's sweet, twin. Hold on, let me. Sorry, I need to fix my shiesty. I need to Who just said on the chat? Oh yeah. Y'all thought shit was a gang, twin? Who just said on the chat? Bring it back. I bet you won't say on again. Yeah. Who said on? Who said on? Fuck. I be looking for a reason to bust it, twin. Straight like that, and if you got a problem with me, say that. You got a problem with me, nigga, then say that shit. You got a problem with me, then say that shit. I ain't going for none of that. I'm right here. 10 toes down. Fuck. Damn, this a lonely ass cookout. What you mean? My uncle just went inside the room. Then I just showed up with the switches. Drake's out. You look mad jolly gang. Oh, you know what? You're right. I gotta put the. Wait, that might be the one. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm being so serious. Look, as someone who, you know what I'm saying? You know, usually I don't carry my strat like these. You know what I'm saying? But like, right here is kind of calm. Like, you would think this is intrusive. It's not. It's actually not. It's actually, like, this feels good. Like, this dead feels good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yo, it's good. Like, what's up with you, bro? Where you from, bro? Why you walking around here like that? Ah, it's kind of calm. Fuck happening, twin?
Yeah.
Fuck you clicking on this video for, twin? You want to see me react? You want to see me react? React to the switch. Welcome back to my channel. We will be reacting to a video from the one, the only, the homie, the Infographics Show, why you wouldn't survive 24 hours in Supermax prison. Now, me personally, I don't think that Supermax prison is for me. When you talk about stunner, fuck, I've been to prison and I'm trying to go back. That's not me though. That's not. I know it's like 100 degrees outside. Yeah, you see bro right here? That's there for a reason. Yeah, it's hot in here. React no.
Marshals in full body armor. Another sits directly across from you, silent, expressionless, his eyes never leaving yours. The walls are padded and the windows are blacked out. It's just you, these three men, and a bunch of Glock 22s. Your handcuffs have been tripled.
I don't care if he bought a bunch of Glock 22s. I got a Glock 22 too. This is what's wrong with this isn't good. This isn't good. Cause like I feel better doing this. I feel good. Like I want to hold these right now. Like I don't want to take this out of my hand. You know what I'm saying? But it feels like the black Spider-Man suit. I'm not gonna lie, like this is doing something to me. It's doing something to me.
Locked, and your hands sweat inside a pair of oversized mittens. Chains bind your ankles and wrap tight around your waist. Every bump in the road sends a jolt of pain through your body. There's no real chance of escape, but these guys are treating you like Hannibal Lecter. Sure, you can be violent, you can be extreme, but only when you've got no other choice.
Oh, I could be violent? I could be extreme? Hey, what Big Bro Sneeko say? You want to see my clips? I lied. We're big banging. Okay, wait, no. Let me say something real quick. I went to Walmart. ChatGPT said in all of its source history that this is not a gang flag. So I want to clarify. This isn't, I don't want niggas to say this is blue. This is not blue. This is not, no. We love gangs. Okay. No, we don't promote gang culture here. But I just want people to know, you get me. Yeah, we do. Oh, shit. Put it on. Come on, man. I look like Mary Poppins. I'm sorry. Okay. How do thugs wear, like, is it like on some shit like this? Oh, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. No. Okay. Is this... You look super califragilisticexpialidocious.
There was never even a warning that you were going to be transferred. At about 4 a.m., correctional officers burst into your special housing unit or SHU cell and strip searched you. They handed you off to the marshals, who haven't said a word beyond barking at you to keep quiet. The fact that you're in a van and not on what they call Con Air tells you one thing: you're not going far. Around 6 hours later, the van comes to a halt. You can hear the faint crackle of radios and a series of gates opening as the heavy electronic doors grind open and sunlight pours into the van. You squint against the blinding light and you can make out—
Damn, Unc, what we watching? First of all, I'm not Unc, I'm Twin. So as somebody who's been to prison, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I could really offer some advice on how they could survive if they ended up in a situation like I was in.
out 4 officers waiting on the tarmac, 3 of them armed with AR-15s and another with a shotgun, all in full body armor. You have never seen security this tight. One officer grabs you and leads you like a dog out of the van. All around you and far into the distance is desert, a vast expanse of dust against a backdrop of mountains. There are floodlights standing high above the walls and razor wire fences glistening in the sunshine. You can see 5 or 6 circular guard towers where men are standing with rifles, and they're watching your every move. The lead officer shoves you toward an entrance tunnel covered with sensors and motion cameras. Inside the building, there are more and more armed officers as you walk through metal detectors. This is nothing like the intake routine of regular prisons. It is deathly quiet and immaculately clean. The people working here are all focused on one thing: you. It feels closer to medical quarantine than prison. It is sterile and dehumanizing, like you're a walking contagion. A door opens into a bare room where there's a counter with a man standing behind it. The armed officers push you toward the wall, and the man behind the counter tells you that you will now be strip searched. This used to feel humiliating, but the fact is, after almost 2 years of incarceration, you know the procedure. So you take off your jogging bottoms, your t-shirt, and your underwear, and you're ordered to turn around. You start to move, but just before your eyes leave the man, you catch a glimpse of him slipping on a pair of rubber gloves. This is what you might call a—
Oh, hold on now, twin. I'm not with all that. I'm a thug, but I'm not from Atlanta, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Florida jit. We get a little different than they do up there in Atlanta, bro. I ain't with all that. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing up there, bro. Nothing's hidden up there, bro. Just ask me to cough and keep it pushing, bro.
Rude awakening. You didn't think cavity searches were even legal anymore for prison inductions. The officer tells you that it's standard procedure here for—
Stanley, you said you be in there. I was in a different one. I was in a different one. They had like different rules or something. Whatever makes me sound less sus.
certain prisoners, and failure to comply may result in disciplinary action. You have the right to make a complaint to the Bureau of Prisons, but given your history of extreme violence, the prison deems a body cavity search is a reasonable precaution under State Department of Corrections policies. When the search is over, the officer runs his hands through your hair and shines a torch in your ears and mouth, checking the space around your teeth. When it's over, they throw you your new prison clothes, an orange jumpsuit with a Velcro opening on the chest, and a small one for when you want to pee. Your shoes are wafer thin, like they're made out of cotton, but with rubber soles. You are immediately sent to another room where there's a bed. A male doctor takes your pulse and checks your blood pressure, asking you about previous illnesses or chronic conditions. He wants to know if you take medications or have taken them recently. No, you say, thinking about that study that you read that said 38 to 42% of inmates in U.S. jails and prisons were taking medications for chronic conditions when they arrived there. Almost 30% of them for psychiatric stuff, mostly depression. 2 in 5 U.S. inmates have a mental illness, twice the rate as on the outside. You also remember reading that about 50% didn't get the meds in prison that they were taking when they were free. Maybe that's one of the reasons
We had all the meds in prison. I'm talking perks, beans, fentanyl. Can somebody list me some drugs so that I can say it to look hard? Can somebody tell me some drug names so I could... Let me look up some drugs. I had all the drugs in prison. I'm talking fent, meth, Advil, ketamine. Ketamine was my favorite one. Heroin, cough syrup. That don't have me leaning. And hydraulic acid. Oops. Yo, you did not see that screen. You did not see that. You did not see.
why you had so many fights in your last place. Half of those inmates were probably mentally unstable. Maybe you are. Then comes the mental health evaluation. Truth be told, since you got arrested, you have gone from mentally stable to mentally wobbly. But no, you tell the smartly dressed female psychologist sitting across from you.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google.
Thank you.
You wouldn't consider yourself depressed or anxious, and no, you've never experienced psychosis. But if there is one thing you hate, it's isolation. The shoe drove you crazy in the other place, but you decide not to tell her that because the fact is, it wouldn't matter. You once saw a 2011 study that mentioned 30% of all U.S. inmates will engage in self-injurious behavior at least once while they're locked up, including 50% of women. In a more specific New York study, consisting of over 240,000 jail inmates, only 7.3% of the men went to solitary confinement, but they made up 53.3% of acts of self-harm and 45% of cases of taking self-harm to the next level. The conclusion? Men in solitary were 7 times more likely to hurt themselves than other prisoners. The evidence is clear that isolation often causes serious psychological distress, and you are about to experience the most isolated conditions in U.S. prison existence.
That's crazy. If you can't crash out on somebody, you end up just crashing out on yourself. Wow. You learn something new every day. That's actually something I didn't know. So because they couldn't crash out on society, they started crashing on themselves. Dang, so at that point, is that even really their fault?
The purpose of super maximum security is not to fix, but to break. This isn't rehabilitation. This is carefully structured degradation. When all the prodding and the questioning is over, it's time.
You said speak to him, Issa? I got you. To all the people who are locked up in prison and, you know, going through that tough time and, you know, you came from a place where you were on the streets and that life was kind of something you were forced into. The thing that I would want to say most to you is the simple fact of, I have fun, nigga! I have fun! Don't get caught next time, pussy! Don't get caught next time! Yeah, we don't leave no DNA on the scene, no fingerprint on the scene. Yeah, and my mask up. You can only see my eyes if I want you. Stand over the body and don't leave no witness, boy. Yeah. I couldn't see.
Time for the orientation. With your handcuffs and your shackles still clinging to your body, the same 4 armed officers escort you down a bright white hall to a door with a finger and an eye scanner. It all feels so unnecessary, this level of security. But then you remember the story of an inmate in a supermax attacking 3 officers in 2016, leaving them all with life-threatening injuries. Attacks are rare, but they can certainly happen. In the office, a man with a shirt and a tie introduces himself as the orientation officer. He explains that there are various wings in the prison, some more high security than others. He's letting you know that there are circles of hell, and whatever you might think is bad can get worse. He says that you'll be going to—
Yo, where are they actually at? Like, is this an actual place in the US of A? This place sounds horrible. This doesn't even sound like an actual place. It almost sounds like he's making this place up, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's way softer than what I went through. But aside from that, it's just like, this is insane.
To the general population, which is essentially a high-tech SHU. You won't interact with any other prisoners on the unit floor, and you're not supposed to engage in chit-chat with the officers. If you have a complaint or a
nocturnal?
question, you can request to speak, but other than that, there will be disciplinary action if you open your mouth when told not to.
This is not in America.
Times a day, collecting the food through a hole in the door, you'll shower in the same room, the water being turned on once in the morning each day. You must use it or there will be disciplinary action for neglecting personal hygiene. Dirt will not be tolerated in any form whatsoever. Still, you have heard that in some maximum security facilities, the showers are outside of the cells, and because of the effort it takes to move the inmates around, they only get 2 or 3 showers a week. You guess that you have a better
Oh wow, they're just like my chat. That's crazy. What are the coincidences?
deal than those guys. Visits are not often available, and you must request them a month in advance. They can be taken away without warning at any time. They are a privilege, not a guarantee. If you get put in a more secure unit, you'll get nothing. Indeed, if you misbehave, you'll be sent to a higher control unit where your privileges are fewer. If you misbehave again, you might be sent to the Special Security Unit, or SSU,
Oh,
where the
CJ,
cells are
that's
soundproofed
you?
and
I
there is
remember
zero
you.
interaction with anyone. You will live in total silence, and you'll have to earn the right to receive books, writing equipment, or TV. But
Bye,
he
Nocturnal.
says if you follow the rules, and maybe a year from now, you could make it to a less secure unit as part of the step-down program. This is to
See, that's the problem. They trying to make it to a less secure unit. I was trying to make it to a more dangerous one. You know what I'm saying? That's why we will never be the same. That's why they come from a different walk of life. They come from that safe shit. I don't like that safe shit, bro. I like taking the road less traveled. You get what I'm saying? Now, would I ever do this? Absolutely not.
decided by the multidisciplinary committee that
Because I already did it before, obviously.
you'll meet with once a month. In the program, you'd occasionally be trusted to mix with other inmates. You get yard time with them outside of a cage. You get access to computers 3 hours a day outside of your cell and 300 phone minutes a month. But one single transgression and you'd be removed from the program. You are dangerous, he says, and will be treated as a threat all the time that you're in this prison.
I should be. I am. You ain't even know I was gonna up Drake on you. Look, caught you sleeping. You didn't even know I was gonna up Drake on you. Caught you sleeping. Caught you sleeping, bro. Lock you in, bro.
He says, and you might earn yourself a transfer back to a less secure prison. There's no work program, he explains, but you can earn the privilege of cleaning if you prove yourself to be trustworthy. There isn't a library, but there will be a selection of books that you can choose from, and these will be prison approved. Once you've been over the rules, the armed officers escort you down to another set of seemingly endless bright white corridors leading to a security vestibule. The officer does the scans, and it opens to a large circular area, a kind of white panopticon with cells spaced around 2 floors and a small circular officer unit in the middle. There's an unlocking sound, and out walks an officer who introduces himself as the unit boss. He explains the basics. You're monitored 24/7, even in the shower. If you call an officer without a serious reason, such as an illness or something breaking in the cell, there will be disciplinary action.
What's
There
good,
is to be
JB?
no shouting, ever.
Appreciate the
That's
first
the
time
main
chat.
difference here to the SHU. In the SHU, prisoners
Discord
scream
if
at
you
each
have
other
it.
all day long. Here, you could hear a pin drop. Tomorrow, he says, you'll get approximately 60 minutes of yard time with restricted movement. This privilege can be taken away at any time. Some weeks you won't get any yard, he says. It's not your place to ask why. A thick steel door to your cell opens automatically to reveal another door, a set of standard prison bars. The interior is all poured concrete, but at least it looks modern. It's so clean you could eat off the floor. There's a TV monitor built into the wall behind the bars, a concrete bed opposite a concrete shelf, and a
Don't go to jail, kids. You're absolutely right. Issa Gray, I want to appreciate you for saying that. Don't go to jail. Go to prison. Go to prison. If you gonna do the crime, go all the way. Don't stop in the middle. Don't stop in the middle, twin. No cap. Five if you do. No cap.
concrete table. There isn't a window, but a small slit in the far wall covered with what looks like very thick, translucent glass. You can't see anything through it, but at least it shows you that there is light in the world outside. The cell is a
Go to therapy? Man, talk to the Drake. You talking about go to therapy? I talk to my Drake every day. Are we gonna kill him today? Are we gonna kill him today? Is it their last day today? It is? Okay. That's all you need. Talk to the Drake. I don't need therapy. Fuck therapy. I be trying to up a slit. You know what I'm saying? Why I have to have a conversation when the chopper started? I should have shot a music video.
about 7 feet by 12 feet, bigger than the cell you had before. There isn't a bathroom, but a hole in the ceiling for the shower. There isn't even a faucet. That too is just a hole. There is literally nothing you could grab hold of and manipulate. Once the inner bars are locked, they take off your chains and handcuffs. It's a relief. You've been in them all day now, and it's already close to evening. First things first, the TV. There are 2 channels that you can change by pressing a touch button. One of them features a Christian minister giving a sermon, and the other is a man explaining how cheddar cheese is made.
If you ain't in the streets, take your ass to church. Amen.
Both channels are black and white. In the orientation, you were told that you could work up to the privilege of sports. But right now, those 2 channels feel like televisual torture. After an hour or so, some food comes through a trap door on a rubber plate. It looks like a block of hardened vomit containing what might be bits of processed meat with peas and carrots mixed into a sludge. You guess this is what they call Nutriloaf. Tastes as disgusting as it looks, like food you'd give to your dog if you hated it. You only eat half of it.
Not that bad. I'm not gonna, I mean, it's bad, but it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Even though you're starving, and then you sit back on the bed as the slit of the window reveals daytime outside must be turning to night. You've really only had one thought for the last few hours. How do people get through this? You remember reading that on any given day, about 122,000 inmates in the US are in solitary, in prison or jail, and about a third are doing over 15 days. At least 6,000 will spend a year or more in isolation. You recall what those academics said, that the men who spent months or even years in isolation, some as much as 5 to 20 years, usually developed severe anxiety, depression, and often paranoia. Some went psychotic, hallucinating cellies that they could talk to. There was a lawsuit launched by prisoners in 2012 against—
Chat, be honest with me. Like, be honest with me. You think that's like what's happening to me like right now? Like, I am throwing a whole cookout in my room and nobody, like, it is me in this bit. Like, it's like, do I need to go outside? Yes, twin. Touch some grass. I see it kinda.
Yeah.
You know, YN's got feelings too, man. And I don't appreciate the way y'all talk to me.
Against an infamous Supermax prison. It said some of the inmates screamed and wailed all night for days or weeks on end, finding anything they could to hurt themselves. They would search high and low for something sharp. They'd swallow it, and as blood spilled from their mouth, they were glad to finally get some attention in that hellish place which demanded total silence. People die when they starve themselves of food, but if you starve the brain of human interaction, it destroys sanity. Brain scans have even shown how sensory deprivation can kill neurons, affecting your ability to think and remember. As all this goes through your mind, you hear a sound come through the toilet bowl. Someone shouting through the pipes. You know from your shoe days, this is what they call the booty scoot. You're aware that you could scoop out the water and use a toilet roll to shout back and listen, but you're too depressed to bother. The lights dim and you drift off to sleep. The lights in the cell come on automatically at 5 a.m. Since your cell door closed yesterday, you haven't heard a sound from the outside. Not a voice, not a bell, or a bang. The silence is frightening, madness-inducing, and on the TV it's either more sermons or a woman explaining how her company makes artisanal soaps from locally sourced goat milk. The flap of the trap door opens and in comes breakfast in another—
Yeah, this is in America for sure.
The rubber tray. It's better than the fare from your last place. 2 eggs, actual real bacon, porridge, toast, margarine, jam, 2 bananas, and some coffee. After breakfast, you walk from one end of the cell to the other about 100 times, stopping to watch 2 hours of sermons and learn about all the great things you could do with recycled corn husks. There's more shouting through the toilet bowl, but you can't bring yourself to speak.
No fact,
Who is that guy? He is certainly persistent. And finally, it is recreation time, but first another strip search, followed by the cuffs and leg chains. 3 armed officers take you down a corridor into a covered yard. You look up and you see the roof, thinking it's almost sadistic to deny prisoners sunlight when they could easily give it to them. They march you to a set of what looks like shark cages covered in mesh. So
like,
you're in a cage.
I just want to know what this is. I'm sorry. I literally want to know what this is. Bit aside, bruh. That's all I'm saying. This is definitely something that happened in past times. This can't happen today. Like, this isn't today America. Maybe it's like modern day a different country though. That's the only thing I can think of.
Inside a cage, inside another cage, and your body is covered in chains. Then another fellow is placed in the next cage. There's a gap between you, but you are close enough to speak quietly. He says he's been trying to contact you through the pipes, but you haven't responded. He tells you they mess with the pipes in Supermax so prisoners can't communicate. With good behavior, he tells you they'll let you out on the court and give you a basketball. If you want to stay sane, he says, get a rubber pen from the commissary and start writing letters to anyone who will listen. This guy has been here for 2 years already. He said he was kicked off of the step-down program for trying to help another prisoner who was going insane. The conversation ends the second the guard spots you. Before you can react, 2 more guards are already moving in. You feel a firm hand on your shoulder.
Death row is better. What can you do to deserve this? No cap. At least on death row, you get a good meal, like at Stanley's Cookout.
Dragging you back. You don't resist. There's no point. It would only mean more trouble. The guards haul you away without another word. The guy that you were talking to doesn't even look back. You're dragged across the yard, under the watchful eyes of the sharpshooters in the towers. You're pushed through the door, leading back into the block. One of the guards mutters something under his breath, but you can't make it out. You're too busy thinking about what's about to happen. The guards open your cell door, shove you inside, and slam it behind you. You turn around, rubbing your shoulder, and look toward the TV. It's gone. You just lost your one perk. The hours drag. You've got nothing but your thoughts racing through your mind. No books, no television, no distractions, just silence. You think about that conversation in the yard and how fast it all went wrong. And it's only been 1 day. What do you think would be the hardest part of your first 24 hours in Supermax prison?
Probably being without my Switch. If you guys enjoyed the video, fuck nigga, make sure you like the video. Fuck nigga, I'm not playing with you, twin. Make sure you like the video or I'm at your door tonight. Make sure you like the video or I'm at your doorstep tonight. Comment twice. No cap, bro. You scared to be outside, go to church. Stop playing with me, mom. I'm sorry.